Hello guys, my name is Marco Schwartz, and in this video I will tell you the 3 mistakes you should not do when investing your money. So the first mistake that many people do is that people invest for short-term gains. So they are looking for the shiny things and things that will produce a lot of income on a very short term. So that's either very risky investments like day trading on the stock market, or it's complete scams. So really that the first mistake is to look for these very short-term gains in order to produce money. Instead, what you should do is look for long-term investments that will still be there in 10, 20 years, 30 years, like rental real estate, dividend stocks investing, and peer-to-peer lending. So really look for long-term investments instead of looking for the shiny things in the short term. The second mistake that people do is that they invest in assets that don't generate income. So let me explain this. Most people invest in assets like index funds, like life insurance, that actually won't produce any income until the end, until you sell the asset. So for example, an index fund will gain value year after year, but can also lose value. So the problem with that is when it's time to sell, when you need to sell because you need to retire, because you just need the money, well, if you are lucky, it will be higher than what you paid for. But if you are not lucky, and that happens every day, it means that you will actually lose money from this investment that you kept for many and many years. Instead, what I recommend is investing only in assets that generate cash month after month, or every 3 months, or every year, but at least generate cash as you hold the asset. An example of this is dividend stocks. So dividend paying stocks are investing in companies that will in return give you a dividend. So you will get what you will get with any stocks. You will get appreciation of the values of those stocks over time, but also you will receive a dividend year after year, or every 3 months, or every month, even for some companies. So those assets will generate cash. So the third mistake that people do when investing money is that they put all their eggs in the same basket. So I know that's what a lot of financial advisors and rich people advise, is to really find the right investment and put all your money in it. I say don't do it. I say diversify as much as possible. Because even if you find the perfect investment, it can always go south. It can always go south. And what you will find is that the rich people, the people who made it by putting all their money into one single asset, they got lucky. That's all they did. They got lucky, they found the right thing at the right time, and now they're telling you that that's the right thing to do. What I say is diversify as much as possible. For example, I invest in 3 different assets: dividend paying stocks, peer-to-peer lending, and rental real estate. And inside each of those assets, I really diversify as much as possible. For dividend paying stocks, I invest in as many companies, as many good companies as possible. For peer-to-peer lending, I use auto investment functions to invest in as many loans as possible to really reduce my risk. And finally, for rental real estate, I use real estate crowdfunding to invest only small amounts of money into each property. So even if one tenant doesn't pay, if one property is empty, it doesn't affect my overall return. So really don't make this mistake to invest everything into one single asset, even if it looks great, even if everything is perfect. Diversify. It's really easy to do nowadays, to diversify many assets and inside many investments inside this asset type. So those were the 3 mistakes that many people do when investing their money. The first one was to invest for the short term only. The second one was to invest into assets that don't generate any cash. And the third one was to invest all their money into one single asset, so putting all their eggs in a single basket where they should just diversify. So thank you for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please send me comments and feedback just below. It really helps me to do more videos about investing, and I will see you in the next video.